everybody, Stacy here, and this is FlossTube Season 6, episode questionable, maybe 5, maybe 6, I don't know. It's December 2023, and I really should look that stuff up before I start this video, but I never do, and I always question it. Maybe I'll get more organized and on task for future videos, but it's somewhat doubtful. I am better into recovery after the leg break. I am working on my feet part-time right now, but I will be doing more of my normal, which is full-time, starting hopefully in January. I'm just kind of ramping it up and trying to go with the flow of my body, I guess you could say. So I am back at work now, even though I'm not totally doing the 9.5-hour days that I typically would do, but that's coming. And it's been progressively getting better, and I'm just glad to have some normalcy back into my daily life. So that's what's going on with that. And this episode should be fairly short. So, happy mail from my sister, Shari. She got, I think at Target, she said. I'm unsure. I don't remember where she got this, but it's a clock, and it's meant to have, I believe, once you take off this back, okay, so there's a piece of paper right here, so once you take that off, you would be able to see through these little holes to whatever the color of the wall is. But what she has done, and she made one for herself, is she's taken these yarns and stitched in rainbow the different numbers, so that way it is a stitched clock. And I'm gonna do that. She gave me a needle and everything. She's so prepared. She gave me the yarn, she gave me the needle, and she said, "You're a stitcher, you can do this." I'm like, okay. So I will be doing that. I don't know what this, oh, she even gave me the little sticky thing so that I can mount it on the wall. So prepared, so prepared. All right, so she gave me this, and that won't take very long. It'll be a quick little project, and I'll put it in my craft room. I had a client who does black work, not necessarily cross stitch, but black work is done on the same fabric as cross stitch. It's basically like a lot of back stitch in a pattern is what black work is, and it's fairly popular, but most of it is not black anymore. A lot of it is different colors. Like there's been black work, which is, like I said, back stitch within a design that has color changes in it, that's been popularized over the last 5 years or so. I've seen where people do a temperature chart. You know, you go every day throughout the year, and whatever the temperature is, that means this color. Like a cold temperature would be purple or blue. Medium temperature would be your yellows and your greens, and then the hot temperatures would be your oranges and your reds. So I've seen that as well with black work, and she stitched something for me, and it looks to me, because of the colors used, to be a snowflake but I am unsure if it is, ooh, that light. Let me see if I can angle it different. Hold on. Hold on. So I am unsure if it is a snowflake or if it's just a design, and because of the colors that were used, it looks like a snowflake. But that is what she stitched for me. She gave it to me. It's on Aida. It looks like 16 count Aida. And I am unsure of what the pattern name is. I'm very sorry because I didn't do this. This was a gift. So that's kind of cool. I think I'm gonna probably put it into a wood hoop frame. That would be the easiest, I believe. I also bought a pattern that I wouldn't say I've had my eye on, but it has caught my eye multiple times as I'm looking online at different things. And it is the Halloween Quaker. This has always caught my eye whenever I've been looking through, and I'm not a sampler person. This is technically a sampler. So that's not exactly me, but I really like this. And I got the fabric that it called for, which is murky. Okay, picture this plus murky. And when I saw the fabric as compared to the picture on the front, which is supposed to be the same exact fabric, I was a little bit, I don't know, I wouldn't say disappointed because it wasn't disappointment, but I was like, that does not look the same. Look how dark this is compared to how light it looks like on here. And it has a lot of gray, almost bordering on blackish. And the video, I can see from my screen there that it looks lighter in the video, but it's dark. Let me see if I can, oh, maybe it's my light. And here it is again. There is the picture. There is the fabric. I think what my plan is going to be is to wash it in hot water, and if any of the dye comes out, great. I'll use whatever it is after I wash it with hot water, and we'll just see. If it ends up being the exact same, I'll just go with it. I just don't think that you'll be able to see the dark gray threads on this as easily as you can see it on the example. I need to get the threads for this. I only have one of the colors that it calls for, so I need to get that. Okay, that is everything that is either new purchases or Happy Mail or whatever you want to call it, new things. Next, I'm going to show the Sadoku pattern, which is by Sudoku Delight, Needle Delights or Originals. Designed by Kathy Reese. So this is what it is. I have shown it in the past, but I didn't take a picture of it from the last time that you saw it. So I believe all I had done from the last time that you saw it was like this 9 square and this 9 square. I have done almost 6 out of the 9. As you probably know, because Sudoku is so popular, that it is basically 9 squares of 9. And as you can see from this, there's 9 squares of 9 different numbers on paper, pattern of design on here. This is not a cross stitch. I don't know what I would call this, just I guess needle art, because it's not crosses. And I chose a different color scheme than what is on the original, but it's fairly quick to get through this. But you can see, like, there is one of that pattern, there's the same, there's the same, and as Sudoku goes, you'll never have that same pattern on the same row or same column going across. And that's how the puzzle is worked. The reason that it goes so much quicker is because it is like one stitch could span 4 Aida fabric squares, so it goes really fast. I'm using some specialty floss here. I don't even know if you'd call it floss, thread. I got some Rainbow Gallery, I got some Splendor neons, lots of sparkly little things, all of that. What I count is how many of the 12 by 12 of the 9 that I do, and it's averaging out to be, looks like about 20 minutes per 12 by 12 square. All of this that I've stitched already is about 17 hours of work. If you were to cover this much space with a cross stitch, that would probably be, I would say, 40, maybe 50 hours of work if all of this was little crosses. So it's a quicker thing, and it's more, I would say, more fun because it's different than cross stitch. It's a cool little thing there. Sudoku Delight. That's the only whip I have right now because the other thing that I worked on I finished. So now I'm gonna move on to finishes. If you remember on the last video, I had shown what I was gonna do with this guy, with my label and everything, and I just wanted to show that I did that, and I put my little handmade by Sassy Staci Noel, handmade for you by Sassy Staci Noel. On the back there, it's an iron-on, but I also did a couple of little stitches around it just because I didn't trust the iron-on bit. It's been on the tree, that's why it has a little bit of, but that is for a present, and I just wanted to show that label on there with the back and everything. This is a Sweet Annette. You can find her on Instagram, and she is on Etsy. Sweet, like sugar, Annette, A-N-N-E-T. And she's got a lot of little design, cross-stitch designs, and these, you can also buy these wood backgrounds for them to be stitched on. I did a cross stitch that was a free pattern on fatquartershop.com by Heart and Hand. It's called Do What You Love cross stitch pattern. Let me zoom in. This is, if you can see it, the color that pattern is originally in, and I changed all the colors. I did a different palette just from what I was choosing out of my DMC stash. I will show a picture of that so you can see the colors that I used, because I did not write them down, but they're all DMC. And again, that's by Heart and Hand on the fatquartershop.com. And it took me 5 hours to stitch. I picked out my colors. I kind of moved around the fabric so that I could kind of disperse the different colors throughout the pattern evenly, and that's what I came up with. I did not know how to finish it. My sister had already planned to make me one and did not know that I was going to make one for myself. So I stitched this, and then she finished it for me on this little, I would call it a paddle. So she did the finishing on it, and I did the stitching, and this is the final result. I don't know where she got this wooden paddle thing. It's kind of like the perfect size for it, and she put the rickrack around the outside edge, and I need to find a spot to be able to hang it. Maybe on the side of my desk or something, I don't know. But it's called Do What You Love cross stitch, and it is free on Fat Quarter Shop by Heart and Hand. The other thing and last thing that I'm going to show on this video is the Oh Holy Night stocking, which I did from the Donna Cooler stocking books. I'll grab the one that the book that it's in. The pattern for this came out of this book, the Donna Cooler's Ultimate Stocking Collection. There's 15 different stocking patterns in here, and I believe it is the last one in this book. Yes. I have shown it before. The last time that you saw it, it looked like this. And now it looks like this. I finished it just to show what a difference backstitch makes sometimes. I'll put a picture up of before backstitch versus after backstitch. And on this one, it does have a blue banner up here for you to put the name. I just did not include that because I'm not going to put a name on the top of this stocking. And as you can see, there's a bunch of pins in it because we need to put a fabric backing on it and cut it out and make it into the stocking. So right now it's just the crosses, and we're going to make it into a stocking. I say we because I mean Mom, the sewer in the family. So we're going to make it into a stocking, and we're just trying to use as much fabric as possible on the stocking pattern, because we can always, you know, the edges will be folded in whenever that stocking is actually put together, and it'll end up being more like this shape rather than this big fat foot. So there is, let's see here, 32 different colors in this, and it's stitched on 16 count, I think, Aida, navy Aida. And this overall took me 111 hours, 5 minutes, approximate number of stitches, 18,000 ish, which means 3.02 crosses per minute. I do all these stats, right? And I don't include the back stitch time in with my number of stitches per minute. So as far as just doing all the crosses, I did 3 crosses per minute. And these are approximate. I'm not that much of a stickler for having them exact, but I do, you know, count my stitches as I go and all of that. So this is 111 hours of work. I guess my favorite part on this is definitely gotta be the stained glass window, the stained glass archway. I like the bright colors, the red, the pink, the green, but I still think that my favorite part of this cross stitch is up here. Hopefully by Christmas, which is in like 2.5 weeks, I'll have a stocking hanging on my mantle, but for right now is just the cross stitch. We were gonna make it into a stocking, but I was just so tired from doing all the things with my leg and everything, so it just hasn't quite got there yet. But we do have the material to make it into a stocking. I believe that is all that I have to show. Yeah, next video will be a short, very short video, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, of just me showing what I'm going to do for the 12 by 12 stitch along. Last year I did the 12 by 12 for New Year's Day because I wasn't able to do New Year's Eve. And this year, let's see here, New Year's Eve is on a Sunday, and I don't think that my party people are in town. So I might actually do the 12 by 12 stitch along on New Year's Eve, finished by midnight. So what it is 12 projects. You work an hour on each one, so it's 12 hours, 12 different projects, and then you start at noon and you finish at midnight on New Year's. And I believe that this year, last year I did all whips, and I believe that this year I'm gonna be doing half and half. So I'll be on team half and half. I'll have probably 6 whips and 6 new starts. We'll just have to see what the lineup is. But my next video will be just the lineup for what I'm gonna do for the 12 by 12 stitch along, and that's it. I do hope, now we're all busy, you know, it's December and there's just lots going on. I do hope to get Shari back on a video so she can show all the stitches that she's done this year, because she has a lot of those that are every month a little stitch, like here's March, here's June, you know, July. And I haven't had her on a video in quite a long time, since before June, so she probably has so much to show. That might be a video that's an hour long. I hope not, but I hope that everyone has a lovely Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate. And I will see you right before New Year's in order to show my lineup, and then I will be doing a video in January on what I stitched for the 12 by 12. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all of that. I will see you soon.